Oh, okay. I wonder how things are going to go with Robert, since our date plummeted really fast. I feel like I missed my chance to really get to know Robert more, but we'll see what happens. I had a lot of fun with Robert the last time we hung out, but I'm beginning to wonder if he's dodging me. I've tried messaging him a few times, and Dadbook says he hasn't even read them. Haven't even seen him come out of his house, actually. I decided to send him one last message, fearing out this will produce the same result. Hey, man, don't know where you've been, but we should grab a drink soon. I walk away from my computer because at this point I know he's not messaging me back anytime soon. And by drink, I mean none of that whiskey stuff, because it's not my cup of tea. I'm so sorry that you disapprove. I linger in the kitchen. I'm all caught up on work. The house is relatively clean. Maybe I should do something nice for Amanda. Ah, I'll bake her favorite pie. I root through the pantry and pull out all the ingredients. This is an old family recipe that I used to make with my grandmother when I was a kid. I lost the actual recipe card a long time ago, but I think I'll be able to remember how to bake it. I start mixing the ingredients together for the crust until I get a nice dough. I throw some cherries into a saucepan to make the filling. Normally I don't like to multitask in the kitchen, but this cherry pie is a piece of cake. Pie. It's a piece of pie. I'm making a pie. I love it, writers. Oh man, I can never remember what temperature you're supposed to set the oven at. I'm pretty sure it's 375 degrees, but I could be wrong. Who am I kidding? I'm never wrong when it comes to this pie. Just look it up on your phone. Smartphone, come on, Hark Dad. My special twist on my grandma's recipe includes a secret ingredient that not even Amanda knows about. It really makes the cherries extra flavorful. God, why can't I remember what the secret ingredient is? More cherries. Salt. Almond extract. I'm trying to think, the foodie in me. Not more cherries. Almond extract. I can see that bringing out the flavor of the cherries. See, salt is an interesting thing that also brings out flavor, but I feel like it's really almond extract. I think almond extract brings out does bring out the flavor in cherries, I think. Salt does bring out the flavor in a lot of things in general, but I think not as much as almond extract. Oh, it's almond extract. Duh. Oops, I actually poured a little too much in. Way too much in. I'm sure it's fine. Baking is an art, and some of the most beautiful art is made from mistakes. So it'll end up being a cherry almond pie, which actually sounds pretty darn good, too. I finally get the pie in the oven. How long am I supposed to have? I mean, better to put... It's way better to put too much almond extract than it is to put too much salt. That definitely is true. How long am I supposed to leave it in there? 50 minutes? I guess I'll just swing it. Just eye it until it's golden brown. Amanda's gonna be so excited. That kid loves a good pie. I have a seat at the kitchen table and do word jumbles until Amanda comes home. I can hear the door slam open. Yo, Pops! What smells like pie in here? It's pie, sweetie. Amanda darts over the oven and looks inside. Yes! Hey, it's not done. Be patient. What's your angle here? What? Pies are an objective-based confection. What are you trying to get out of me? Fine, you caught me. Nothing. I've been leading a double life. Amanda, I have terrible news for you. I am actually a pro skateboarder, an aspiring astronaut, and bank robber. The lifestyle is calling me back, and I must go. One last job. You know how it is. This pie was the only way I knew how to tell you. Well, I appreciated the years we spent together, but a trade-up is a trade-up. Remember me when you're kicking your feet up in Ibiza. Yeah. Thanks for all the pie. We share a cordial handshake. I wait a few more minutes before taking the pie out of the oven. I set it on the rack to cool and guard it so Amanda doesn't dig into it before it's ready. What? Does it look kind of weird to you? Yeah, we put... Oh, that's just me taking artistic license on what cherry pie means to me emotionally. I'm just saying this because, you know, it seems like you might have baked this pie incorrectly. And you're currently, right now, trying to pass it off as a good thing. It's art, sweetie. Was it art when you accidentally baked a whole uncracked egg into the center of my 12th birthday cake? Oh, really? Oh. Well, Was it art when you tried to make brownies and accidentally created chlorine gas? Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Was it art when you... Just eat the pie, Panda. I cut us a few slices as we sit down to eat. The cherry filling oozes out of the sides, and the buttery crust glistens. I watch as Amanda takes a bite. What's wrong? Is it not good? Amanda winces and fans her mouth. No, I just burnt the heck out of the roof of my mouth. This pie is amazing! Yes! Yes! I was like, the foodie in me was thinking, better too much? I'm like, more cherries doesn't do that much. Salt can do something to desserts, but, you know, dumping too much salt is not as good as dumping too much almond extract. No, I just burned the heck out of my roof of my mouth. This pie is amazing! Sorry for doubting you. I breathe a sigh of relief and take a bite. She's right. The pie is pretty credible, as it always is. I'm really proud of you for making a pie without burning the new house down. I got a few dad tricks up my dad's sleeve. Maybe fathers aren't as bumbling and stupid as the media makes us out to be. Maybe we as society should have a little more respect for fathers as a whole. Dad, your sleeve is on fire! I run to the sink and put myself out. Pride will be my undoing. Amanda and I clean up the kitchen and play a little more living room hop hoops before she retreats to her room to do her homework. I go back to my word jumbles. Hey, this one spells cat. I'm just so proud of myself that I passed the pie-making test. The rest of the evening trickles by. We eat dinner, I help Amanda with one of her scholarship applications, and we both start getting ready for bed. I decide to check Dad book one last time before I climb into bed. Still nothing from Robert. Hope he's okay. All these dates with Roberts, half of it is spent not seeing Robert. I turn out the lights and lie down. Hey. Hark. Hey, Hark. Hey, I'm outside. Come outside. Ugh, what is that? I was just on the verge of falling asleep. I climb out of bed and try to identify the source of the dinging. My computer screen illuminates to the dark room. I walk over to it, ready to turn it off, when I notice what's happening on screen. Don't make me honk. I will honk. Get out here. I look out my window, and sure enough, there's Robert leaning up against his pickup truck in my driveway. I open my door and try to figure out what's going on. Hey? Wanna hang? I was kind of sleeping. That's no fun. Come, hang out. I would argue that sleeping is very fun, but I don't have to be anywhere in the morning. Might as well live a little. Sure. Cool. You plan on going out like that? I look down and realize that I am, in fact, not wearing pants. I mean, I don't mind. Well, right, 1 second. So I'm like dressed in a buttoned-up shirt and a jacket, but I don't have pants on. Great, Dad Hark. And apparently I was sleeping in that too. I run inside and throw on my going out pants, shoes, and a jacket. I grab my keys and meet Robert back outside. They really should change your avatar, like, to be in pajamas or something during that scene. It's a little, you know, it's a little immersion breaking. Ready? Ready. Hop. Oh, Robert, hop in. I jump into the passenger seat of his old red pickup truck. I have to move a few empty cigarette packets and gas station receipts out of the way before I can sit. Robert silently starts the car and we drive out of the cul-de-sac. You like Tom Waits? I like how like his car shakes. Tom who? Hoist that rag, baby. Love Tom Waits. Hoist that rag, baby. I love... Before I can answer, Robert turns up the radio. Yep, that's Tom Waits, all right. He lights a cigarette and cracks the windows. We drive together in silence. So, where are we going? Robert doesn't respond. Robert? Oh, I heard you. He still doesn't answer my question. I look out the window and notice that Robert's taking us to the highway. I twiddle my thumbs. Well, whatever I've gotten myself into, it looks like I'm in it for the night. I settle into my seat and watch streetlights pass by. I glance over to Robert, who's driving intently. He looks tired, as he always does, but there's something a bit more there I just can't place. Are you okay? Just peachy. Stop looking so nervous. I'm not nervous. I'm a little nervous. Just hang on, we're almost there. Almost where? I have no idea where we are. I think we're moving at a slight incline, but I'm not so sure. We eventually come to a stop. Robert gets out of the car and I sit for a second, unsure if he wants me to get out, too. What are you waiting for? I hastily exit the car. Robert sits on the bed of his truck and and pats the space next to him. Oh, so we're just... Oh! Wow! We're overlooking the city. This is pretty! I sit down and take in the view. We're on a hill overlooking the city skyline against the bay. The cool night air rustles some trees near us as lights blink in the distance. Off to the side I can see an entrance to a dense forest. Man, it's all so gorgeous. This is where I come to masturbate? Wow! Is that what we're doing here? The game just went there. Wow! My goodness. Okay. What? I'm kidding. What's wrong with you? This is my little spot where I come to think. I mean, you can think and do that as well. So, Robert, I feel like he was only half joking. Only half. It's nice. You can see the whole city from up here. Really gives you some perspective. Robert reaches behind him and pulls something out from under his jacket. It glints in the moonlight, and I suddenly realize what it is. Is it whiskey? That's a knife! Oh! Please don't stab me. Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small piece of wood. Please don't stab me with that either. Robert takes the knife to the piece of wood and starts carving it.
I don't know.
Oh. I breathe a very audible sigh of relief as Robert looks at me sideways. Did you think I was gonna stab you just now? What? No. Hate to break it to you, but I did, in fact, bring you out here to harvest your organs. Laugh. Play along. Yeah, well, you think you caught me in your trap, but I knew. For years I've been putting the most vile junk food in my body in preparation for this day. Come at me, friend, and reap what you will. 2 steps ahead of you at all times. That's how I operate. Nothing gets past you, huh? Smooth, Dad Hark. I have to give you mad points for that. Very smooth. Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a folding knife that he opens and hands to me. I'm gonna warn you, the last guy I had a knife fight with lost 3 fingers because he didn't know the 8 basic rules of knife fighting. You're familiar, correct? I honestly can't tell when you're kidding. I'm so many levels of irony deep that I've forgotten what humor is. Yeah, this humor is not the kind of humor that I really appreciate, Robert. I'm sorry. Like, I like that you're trying to be funny and you're liking to joke around, but when you're joking around with specific topics where if you're not joking, it's kind of scary, especially since you and I haven't had the rapport where I can tell when you're joking or not. That's too much. A little too much, Robert. I'm sure you're a nice enough guy, but we're not compatible. I'm sorry. Your humor is not compatible with me at all. He and I laugh. Have you ever whittled before? Considering I'm not a grandpa, no. What do you mean by that? Well, I mean, I just thought that you would have a block of wood shipped to you along with your first social security check. Hark, I'll have you know that whittling is a time-honored tradition enjoyed by both young and old alike. That you're dismissing it before you even tried it speaks volumes about your character. However, because I've gotten to know you for some time and have come to think of us as friends, I'm willing to attribute it to ignorance instead of malice. Okay, Robert. What I'm trying to say is, go get that stick. Yeah, this is not fun. This date is really awkward and very not fun right now. Robert motions to a good long-looking stick on the ground, perfect for potential whittling. I pick it up. I definitely prefer Sam over Robert, unfortunately. He's really good-looking, though. He's really ruggedly handsome. He looks, he can be hot when he smiles. I'm not a brooding kind of person. Brooding isn't really attractive to me. The most important thing to remember see that smile! He looks so much more handsome smiling than brooding, Robert, in my opinion. You should be more of a smiler, not a brooder. But I know a lot of people are into that too. The most important thing to remember while whittling is to cut with the grain, not against it. If you cut against the grain, the wood is going to splinter. Isn't the most important thing safety? No. Yeah, Robert and I would not get along. I'm very much a safety first kind of person. Getting hurt comes with the territory. Look at my hands. I look at his hands. They're callous and covered with little white scars. They are very nice hands. I prefer the, smoother hands without scars. I prefer. You can't make a stick omelet without breaking a few hand eggs. Okay. Are we actually making...
Knife that wood!
We're gonna knife that wood. Okay. Great. Now I can hunt vampires with this. But we're leaving our friend Damien alone. Sharp stick, pencil, knitting needle. Knitting needle. But only one? You made a useless knitting needle. Tell me about this one. Flatworm. Popsicle stick. Tongue depressor. A popsicle stick. Now all you'll need is to carve up some wooden juice, wooden fruit, and a wooden freezer. You made a popsicle stick. That's a toothpick. What's the story here? Toothpick, bubble popper, something to make me look tougher. It's working. I think you could take me in a fight. Probably. Tough guy accessory. This is cute. Knife that wood. It's an egg. What's this? Chicken nugget. I don't know. Ouija board planchette. Planchette. Now all you need is carve up a board and we're set. Also maybe carve a ghost. You made a Ouija board planchette. It's a potato chip. Nice form. What's it supposed to be? A self-portrait. Louisiana. It's you. It doesn't look a thing like him. Louisiana. Good old Louisiana. Beautiful place. Got stabbed there once, you know. Or was it Kentucky? It must not have been that, like, major of an event if you couldn't remember where you were when you got stabbed. Interesting. What do we have here? Chopstick, righty. Chopstick, lefty. Chopstick, ambidextrous. It's weird. I'm left-handed in the sense that I write with my left hand. But everything else I do with my right hand. You know, I use right-handed scissors. I use chopsticks with my right hand, but I write. It's weird. So I'm not really ambidextrous because I can't write with both hands. I can't use scissors with either hand. I write with my left and I do everything else with my right. I'm weird like that. I'm just going to say chopstick lefty. It's a stick. Chopstick lefty. This is a big piece of wood. It's a goose. If you keep this up, you'll be a whittling pro in no time. A swan, a duck, a new friend. He's beautiful. I'm happy for you. You made a new friend. Wow. I'm getting really good at this. Beautiful handiwork. What do you call it? Big old dog. The spirit of the Mustang. Sir Horsington the Brave. Because it's Amanda's. A brave and noble name for a brave and noble creature. A beautiful gift for Amanda. Nice. Cute.
Hey.
Robert and I sit in silence for a while, carving our pieces of wood. I think I'm getting the hang of this. It's actually kind of relaxing. I glance over to see what Robert's working on. He's carving a smaller wooden knife? Ah! While I'm distracted, the knife slices into my thumb. Blood gushes all over my little wooden carving. Robert is lost in carving and doesn't notice me bleeding everywhere. Robert still doesn't notice. Robert, I'm dying. I'm bleeding to death. Robert finally looks over. He reaches into his jacket again. Jesus, how much stuff does this guy keep in there? And pulls out a red bandana. He wraps it around my thumb. Hold tight. He hops off the truck and I can hear him rummaging around his car. He comes back a moment later with a well-stocked first aid kit. Robert carefully wipes all the blood off my hand and wipes a bit of antiseptic onto the cut. With surprising gentleness, he places a bit of gauze on the wound and wraps it all up. You okay? Oh, now we get to see the softer side of Robert. Yeah, I'm good. He hands me what's left of the tube of antiseptic. Make sure to keep that cut clean. It's oddly touching and a little sexy? I guess I'm a real whittler now. That you are. Be careful, though. They're attracted to the smell of blood. Wait, what? What's attracted to the smell of blood? Cryptids. Tons of them out here, you know. Cryptids? Like Mothman and stuff? Mothman is BS, but yeah, this town's a hotbed for cryptozoological occurrences. You're joking. Oh, how I wish I were. I was a skeptic myself, or at least I thought I was. There are things in these woods that we can't possibly comprehend, like children of the corn doing satanic rituals and sacrifices to South American giant rodents. I think about my entire time in the city. Aside from the occasional stray coyote, I don't think it's too bad. Have you ever hear of the Dover Ghost? I don't think so. Well, let me tell you a story. I was out in the woods here on a weekend camping trip with Betsy. You don't know Betsy, but she's got a big pup. Pitbull. Real intimidating. I feel safe with around her. First night goes without incident. I get some solitude. Betsy gets to pee wherever she wants. All good stuff. Second day, I get the idea into my head that I can hike deeper into the woods. Probably against my better judgment. But hey, we're just having a fun camping trip, right? So, me and Betsy start marching in the morning. It gets a little late, and we set up camp. But it's different this night. Real quiet. I can't hear the birds, the crickets, squirrels. Nothing. Dead silent. Then it happens. I hear the most unholy growl I've ever heard in my life. Right outside my tent. Me and Betsy, we go to investigate. We look around this clearing. Nobody's there. But there's this feeling. Not sure if I can quite describe it. I know something is watching us. Betsy, though, she's scared. Never seen her like that. And when she's scared, I know that I should be too. And then I see it in the distance. A man. But if something that didn't know what a man was supposed to look like made it, it just looked wrong. Big arms, too long for its body. Black eyes. It just stood there and stared at me. Are you talking about Slender Man, Robert? Then it disappears. I hear one yelp from Betsy and I turn around to check on her, but she's gone into thin air. I didn't sleep at all in my tent that night, and I don't think I've slept right since. That's terrible. Wow. Robert. I'm so sorry. They say if you listen closely on quiet nights just like tonight, you can hear the howl of the Dover Ghost. A howl resonates through the woods. It doesn't sound like a regular howl. It's so guttural, even from far away. Something about it makes my skin crawl. Do I like jump and then push myself towards Robert's chest? Probably would. Okay, Robert, real funny. I turn to look at Robert. He's white as a sheet. You're messing with me, right? I was messing with you up until literally just now. I totally made that camping story up. I strain my eyes to scan the forest line, trying to see where the howl originated from. Off in the distance, I see something. It's so far away, I barely can make out the shape. It looks human, but it's dragging something. Do you see that? We should go. Yeah, we should go. Robert and I slowly back away and get into the truck. He turns off his headlights, and we make a slow crawl away, back onto the road. I'm too scared to look back. What was that? The Dover Ghost, I guess. I chuckled nervously. This time he doesn't seem like he's messing with me. Or maybe someone illegally dumping garbage on a wildlife preserve. Yeah, that's the story we'll tell ourselves. We sit in silence for a little while longer, the fear of whatever that was slowly subsiding as we got closer to the city. Thanks for coming out. This was fun.
I don't know.
I'm sorry I haven't been in touch. I've just been away lately. I had to get out of the house. Had to be around somebody. You doing okay, man? Robert thinks for a second and lights another cigarette. Oh, he smokes cigarettes. That's another turn-off for me. At least romantically, it's a turn-off for me. Been doing a lot of thinking. He takes a long drag. As I get older, I feel more and more that I'm just drowning in the sea of regret. I was so busy chasing after these things that I thought would make me happy that I didn't think about anyone else. All I cared about was myself. I didn't even think... Robert stops. I wait for him to finish his thought, but he just stares at the road. Maybe I just built like this. Or maybe I do it to myself. Maybe it's my own choice that I'm as unhappy as I am. Well, if that's the case, then you should start making other choices then, and maybe you'll be happier. I try to think of something to say. I remember all the times in my life when I've been sad, and there's a great many of them, but there was always a light at the end of the tunnel, something I held on to that kept me going. There's something so resigned about the way Robert's talking. That sucks. I'm glad you told me. Maybe we deserve to be eaten by the Dover ghost. I'm glad you told me. It must have taken a lot for you to want to tell somebody. I definitely want to be, Robert's friend. I think that he needs somebody to talk to, and I think I feel honored that he's been opening up to me. I don't think that I would necessarily want to date him, though. It must have taken a lot for you to want to tell somebody this. Mm-hmm. You're a mysterious guy, Robert. You don't have to be. Do you ever wish you were a better father? I think about it for a second. I would say yeah. All the time. You can read all the parenting books you want, but nothing will ever prepare you for raising a child. There's so much stuff I regret or wish that I could have done better, but I don't have the answers. I don't know if anyone does. It's funny. I look at you and your relationship with your daughter, and it seems perfect. It isn't. At least you're there for her. I stare out the window at the blur of passing trees. I just hope I'm a better father to my kid than my dad was to me. What did your dad do? It's more about what he didn't do. He was quiet, stoic. Don't think he ever once told me that he loved me. That's my dad! That's my dad... See, I love my dad. And I know my dad loves me. It's just he shows his love through his actions, not his words. I know he loves me. And he's very good at expressing his love for me through his actions. But I don't think... I think he got it from his dad. I think his dad, my grandfather, was not the kind of person who really said the words "I love you" to his kids. That just wasn't the kind of person he was. And I feel like that's been the way it is for generations. I think my great-grandfather was the same way. And so my dad kind of inherited that in his personality. I am very much a very affectionate person who always tells people I love them, and I think I got that from my mom. So, wow. Okay, so he does seem like a lot like my dad. He cared more about his work than he ever did about me or my mom. That part is not my dad. That part is not my dad. Do you hate him? No, I used to, but after I became a parent, I just kind of feel bad for him. He missed out on my whole childhood. When I think about all of the happiest moments in my life, they're all with Amanda and Alex, and he just wasn't there. It hurt when I had to leave him to die at that Belarusian prison. Belarusian prison?
Really?
What? I turned and smiled at him. No, he's retired in Florida with my mom. We go there every Christmas. We both break out into laughter. He pats me on the shoulder. We drive the rest of the way in silence, listening to the radio and watching the bright lights of the city grow bigger. Robert drops me off at my place. As I'm about to close the passenger door, I realize that I still have Robert's pocket knife in my jacket. I pull it out and offer it back to him. You hold on to that. Never know when you might need it. Night, Robert. Have a safe drive home. Robert smirks, then pulls away. He then immediately pulls into his driveway, which is one over from mine. Of course. He gets out and waves. I tiptoe into the house, careful not to wake Amanda up. Whoa, where'd you come from? I look around and spot Amanda coming out of the kitchen with a glass of water. I thought you were sleeping. Robert woke me up to go cryptid hunting.
Yeah.
You know the Mothman is BS, right? Amanda laying... You know what? It's fine. I think about the conversation I had with Robert in the car as Amanda starts walking towards the room. Hey, Amanda. She stops. I love you. It's weird when you say it outright and sincerely like that, but I love you too. Night. I chuckled to myself and then finally decided to go to bed. That was sweet. That was very sweet. I love that every single date has Amanda moments too. Because you're her dad. I think I got an A. I got an S?
Oceanic eyes.
Really? Wow, I got an S with Robert.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Oh, okay, well that's surprising.